Hi guys, this is Dan Hollings and I want to welcome you here. I have my good friends John and Lambo and we're here for you. Really, this is all about you. This is related to the fabulous program we've been talking about, Textbook Money, which is the Amazon Trade-In program. And there's been a lot of questions. I put together a lengthy FAQ and sent it out, and I'm sure everyone had a chance to look at that. But there's just questions. You know, this is one of those things. And I get it. It's one of those things where it's like too good to be true. And often when something's too good to be true, it's like you figure, well, you know, I better pass on it. And we've just had a lot of people that are doing this program. Really, it's working out for them. And we wanted to open it up and just have you have the opportunity to ask either myself or John or Luke anything you want about the program. Because we have a deadline coming up pretty soon. The exact date is in your email, but it'll be at midnight, and we want you to have everything answered so that you can make a decision whether you want to go forth with this program or not. So that's pretty much it, and I thought what we'd do first is, you know, Luke will kind of run through and do a quick summary of what this is, and after that, we'll open it up, and the floor is all yours, Luke.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, Dan. So, hey, everybody. As Dan said, we're going to just kind of be here for you guys to answer any questions you may have. But just to give you a super brief kind of, you know, 10,000-foot overview of what the system is, it's really simple. What we do is we are taking advantage of the textbook marketplace and some inefficiencies there in the market. And it's a very unique market for a lot of reasons, but the basic concept is we buy a book from Amazon or another seller, and we have that book shipped to us or a processing center, which we can talk about, and we turn right around with that same book, send it right into Amazon, into their trade-in program, and Amazon pays us for that. And the idea is, obviously, we want to buy the book, let's say, for $50, and we trade it into Amazon for $70, right? So we make some profit on every single book there. Now, the opportunity exists well beyond Amazon, right? We can buy the books other places. Amazon isn't necessarily the highest trade-in offer either. We can trade it into other book buyers as well, which we go through all of that. Our software does all of that. So to facilitate that process of buying a book and trading it in, I think the most powerful thing about the system is the fact that we don't have to buy a book unless we already know we're going to be profitable. That's huge. Okay, there aren't very many systems out there that I know of where you know for a fact you're going to be profitable before you have to do anything. Right? So that's like kind of knowing a stock price before you even have to pull out your wallet and buy the stock. It's huge. So that's a great benefit. So we really play off of that, and you know, it's a real simple process. We have a processing center that can handle the books for you, so you don't even have to receive the books. So it's a fantastic method, very outsourceable. Doesn't take a lot of time. Doesn't take really any technical knowledge, and not a gigantic budget either. So it's really well suited for almost anyone. So that's the basic concept.
Got it. So if anybody has questions, go ahead and start typing those into the question and answer box. And as those come in, some of them we may just, you know, text you right back, especially if it's a kind of more of a private question. But we'd also like to have questions that we can just open up and chat about. So anything you have, just go ahead and pop it in the box. And I'm going to pull up, I have some questions as well that have come in by email. We can certainly ask those. Let's see what I have here. And if you see any in there, John or Luke, go ahead and grab them.
Yeah, so Jane asked a good question, and she says that her fear is she buys a book that doesn't arrive in time to meet the deadline for the company that she's going to trade into. You know, because sometimes books will arrive late and you have a limited time to trade them in. So here's the beautiful thing about that. Number one, I mean, that can happen, obviously. It doesn't normally. They usually pad their dates. You know, they just, usually the books will show up in time. But if it doesn't, you simply just return it to the original vendor. and you know, because you've got time to return that book. So if that's why Luke said it's kind of no risk. I mean, you know ahead of time if you're going to be profitable, and then you also know that you can return the book if you don't meet the trade-in deadline. So it's actually really cool about that.
Okay, very good. There's a question here about the money. In other words, yes, Amazon pays you on a gift card, and can you talk a little bit about the service that you have that helps people turn that gift card money into cash and how that would work?
Sure. So there are a lot of pieces here. So let's kind of dissect each one, right? So the first thing is Amazon is the only book buyer out of the dozens that pays in gift cards. So if you don't want an Amazon gift card, the first option is don't even use Amazon, right? You just sell your books, you trade your books into the other third-party trade-in services that we talk about in the system. So that's one option. There are multiple other options for utilizing your gift card. Okay, so let's say Amazon, again, Amazon's the only one that's going to pay you in an Amazon gift card, of course. So if you don't want to bypass that, you want to use Amazon, you found a great deal there, you want to take advantage of it, cool. They're going to end up paying you in the gift card. So now you've got a gift card. First thing to note, it's not a physical gift card. Okay, it's a digital credit to your account. So they're not shipping you a gift card or anything like that. So you can use that credit in your account to continue to purchase books, which is our recommendation. So you can continue to purchase books over and over, right? And then when you build up a certain balance, then it's time to kind of cash that out. So that's an option. You can, of course, use that credit balance to purchase anything you want. So Amazon has everything you could imagine, right, as you guys know. So you can obviously use it for regular purchases, or you can use it for reinvesting in more books. Okay, so that's fine and dandy, but let's say now you don't want to purchase anything, or maybe it comes time, all right, I've built up a balance, I want to cash this out. Multiple options, okay? And we won't go into specific details, that's really for our members, but I can give you some basics here. One of the ways you can easily convert it to cash without having to go through us or any other system is to simply use your gift cards, buy the books, okay, buy a round of books with your gift cards, drain those gift cards with that purchase, then you trade those books into a third-party buyer that pays you in cash. Simple as that. Congratulations, you've just converted your gift cards into cash, and you probably made money doing that. That would be my number one suggestion because that's a profitable transaction for you. We have another way to do it, and through us, and it is a real simple transaction. There's a 6% conversion fee for that. That's not our fee. We don't make any money off of that. So you can convert it that way. It usually takes 24 to 48 hours. And it's not something lame like sell your card on Amazon, right? You can't do that anyway. It's a digital credit. And you don't have a code or anything that you can transfer ownership. So we have a way to do that. And again, that's a 6% fee, not our fee. And there are a couple of other ways we have to do conversions as well. And how that works can be anywhere from 0 fee up to, again, a 6% fee depending on the amount that's on your card. So you have lots of options to convert a card to cash. Your first one being don't even get the gift cards, right? You use an Amazon. Use the cards yourself. Use the cards to buy books. Drain the card, buy books with the card, and then trade it to a third party, and they'll pay you in cash. So that's your conversion there for 0% fee. Or use our service at a 6% fee and convert it that way. There are a couple of other ones, too, that we cover in the course. So lots and lots of options. In no way, if that's a concern to you, it should not be, because there are so many ways to do it. You shouldn't be concerned at all.
Very good. You know, there was a funny question came in. I don't see it now, but it was, how much time does it take for me to, hit the example that you gave in the earlier webinar where you could make $100,000 per year, and you broke it down, I remember, where they were, I think it was like $275 or something like that per day. And it's funny because the question was, look, I bought the program, I'm doing it, and I can only do $50 a day. I'm at only 50 right now, and so the question was, how can I get it up to 275? He's got a full-time job, and he's trying to do this afterward. So the good news is that we have a person on the call right here who's doing $50 a day. For those of you who are wondering, wow, does this work? Can I do it? He's just wanting to know how to rev it up a little bit. So I don't know if you have any tips or strategies or ideas how to maximize what he's already having some success at.
Yeah, so first of all, if you're already a member, congratulations, welcome. It looks like you're doing well already. Jump on the help sessions. This is a topic we cover almost every single help session, right? We had a help session yesterday where we covered this in great detail. So there are a lot of different strategies that I want to keep those for our members, but the most basic one is you don't have to spend any more time if you've got more money, right? You've either got time or money. That's how it works with any business. So you can either spend more time searching for higher margin books, or you can spend more money buying more books, which is going to give you more return. Right? So it's an ROI game. So really those are your two main options. Now, of course, also if you're not taking advantage of the third-party buyers, that's a big one. There's another method we talk about in the course where we talk about selling instead of utilizing the trade-in. That's another way to get some higher ROI. So lots of detail in there for you, like crazy in the course. So I would recommend going through the whole thing.
Do you record those help sessions? And they're in there. Okay, great. He's saying that he just missed it, and so just look in your member area and you'll see the recording of that. And you can watch it at your convenience, and so that'll help you out there. But again, this session is largely for people who are on the fence, thinking about the program, you're excited about it, and you just want to kind of, get some final questions answered. We didn't even invite people who had already joined. If you've already joined, hey, great, you're certainly welcomed here. But it's really interesting that we have some successful people that are actually joining in. So let's see what else we have here. Okay. Lots of questions coming in.
This is a good one. If Amazon limits the quantity of a particular book that can be traded in, and they will on certain books, is there any way to know that before buying? Yeah, real simple, right? First of all, there are, again, it's kind of like the gift card thing. There's so many ways around that limitation that we cover in the training, but to know what that quantity is, they don't tell you, but there's a real simple solution. Claim your trade-in before you even buy the book. Simple, right? You claim the trade-in, oh cool, that one's good, buy the book. Claim the next trade-in, do them one at a time, right? Claim the next trade-in, okay, good. Claim the next one, okay, we're good there. Claim the next one, they say that's all they want, right? So you claim the trade-in before you buy, and then you have no money at risk. So that's just one way around it. Obviously, there are a million other ways. You can use the third-party. If you find a really good deal, you can use the third-party buyers and sell to them, multiple copies over and over, and all the different buyers. And so there are plenty of ways around it. But Amazon doesn't tell you the number, but it's real simple. You just claim your trade-in first before you even buy.
Very good. Someone wants to know they've already joined, and they're wondering why we're still sending them emails asking them to join. We apologize for that. There's a bit of a delay in us knowing that you've purchased, and so just ignore it. But the good thing is you found out about this Q&A, and so this should be very helpful for you. But we'll try to improve that scenario a little bit. What else do we have? This one's kind of a, listen, I'll ask it. It's kind of a question you can't really answer, but at what level does Amazon report earning to the IRS? This is a person that's planning to be a millionaire for sure.
That's good.
That's good. I don't know if anybody knows the answer. I'd say, hey, you really have to consult your tax accountant or your attorney for that question. I'm not sure if Luke or you know an answer to that.
I don't want to touch that one with a 10-foot pole.
Okay. We wish we could help on that one, but that's a good problem to have. We'll move on to another one. Let's see. Here's one. Where is the trade-in listed? I have bought one book since joining, and where is the link listed? Joined a couple of days ago. Do you see it after you buy? I'm stumped on this one.
I'm not sure I follow the question. What link are we talking about exactly after you?
Okay, maybe whoever submitted that one, that was Joan. If you could maybe clarify that question a little bit so that we understand it, we'll come back to that in just a few minutes.
Where's the trade-in listed? I've bought. Let me just reread. You say trade-in before you buy. Oh, yeah, it's there. It's on the search page, right? So if you just go to Amazon, here, let's do it. I'll show you. So let me go to Amazon here. I'll just do a quick search. I know you can't see my screen changing yet, but you will in just a second. All right. So, trade-in books will have this link right here. Trade in yours for a gift card up to X number of dollars. Right there. Hopefully you can see that right there.
Yeah, right below the stars.
Yep, right below the stars. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yep, right below the stars.
Okay, terrific. So Joan is happy. I know nothing about spreadsheets. Can you explain how to use a spreadsheet to organize my trade-ins? I think you guys have a template in the program.
Yep, we've got a template. There's a training video on it specifically, so take a look at that. Also, you do not have to use that. We actually have a built-in book tracking app right there in the member area now as well. So you can use either one. Some people like to go offline with it and have it, manipulate it, and play with Excel. Some people like that. Others are just interested in entering their information in a web form and it handles everything for you. That's an option too. So you don't have to be familiar with spreadsheet. You can go straight to the app, and there's a book management option in the member area. And you can use that, and it'll work just as well.
Great. Someone's asking the question, why gift cards? And I'll let you answer it, Luke. They're just wondering why is all this gift card stuff going on in the first place?
Yeah, so it's Amazon. It's only Amazon, right? So of the dozens and dozens of other services where you're going to be buying and selling, and the majority of that is actually going to happen off of Amazon, they're the only one that's going to pay you in a gift card. So I don't know. That's Amazon's choice, right? But as we talked about, there's a million ways to convert that to cash. So
yeah, I think it's it's twofold. Number one, it's very simple for Amazon to just add this to your account. And I think it's a little misleading calling it a gift card. It's really right in your account. It's as if though they deposit the money in your account. But hey, they know that if it's in this gift card, that many people would turn around and buy something on Amazon straight away. So it's kind of in their self-interest to do it that way. But what we want you to know is that you can get your cash out. And there are many people that do this that, hey, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can buy from Amazon, and there's nothing wrong with buying some things there occasionally from your gift cards. You'll have money in there, and you can buy anything there. Okay. We'll get rid of that. Okay, let's see here. I just joined, and because of what I'm learning, I sent some old books that are no longer in print to eBay Valet to get a little bit on them, and we are moving. So I guess that's not really a question.
Just somebody taking action.
Somebody taking action. I started reading before I looked for a question at the end, so congratulations. That sounds good. It's good. For those people that are thinking, what you're hearing is that there are people that just joined literally within the last few days, and they're already making money, all right? That's really an important thing. There aren't many programs, and I certainly teach and recommend programs every day, all day, year-round, and there aren't many where you can start and literally the same day you sign up, you could actually start to make money. So really, a great part of this program. Okay, does your Amazon account need to be a seller's account?
No, it does not. You do not need Prime, and you do not need a seller account. There's a little bit of benefit when you get in. We have a little trick where you can make a little extra on every single book if you have Prime, but it's not required, and you definitely do not need to be a seller. We're not selling anything. We're just claiming trade-ins with our normal, Amazon account. So.
Great. And the other, you know, well, let's see here. Oh, I lost that one. Let's see. Susan writes back and says, "Hey, guess what? I even got prepaid labels." That's right. When you purchase a book, Amazon is going to send you a prepaid label so that you can turn around and send it into their trade-in program. So you're not paying for postage. In fact, since we're on that one, maybe let's segue a little bit and talk a little bit about the service you have. I mean, because there's two ways to do this. One is you can have the books come to your home or your office, and you can put the label on and send it back in, or there's a service that'll do it for a couple bucks. So talk about that, Luke.
Sure. Yeah, we've contracted with a processing center, is what we call them, and they will do all of that work for you for $2 a book. So we pay them a nice monthly fee to allow our members to have access to that, and so there's no limit. You can do as few or as many as you want. It's just a flat fee, $2 a book, no other expense, and they'll handle everything. So when you go to, let's say we wanted to buy this book here and trade it in, we could buy the book, have it shipped to the processing center directly, so we never have to touch the book. They open it, inspect, make sure it's the right book. If there are any problems, they can help you through that and do all the work, and then they send it to Amazon or the other buyer, wherever you sent it, and they don't care where the book is going, by the way. So if it goes to Amazon, great, that's fine. If it's going to some other book buyer, that's fine too. They don't care where it goes as long as you upload a prepaid label. The other beautiful thing about the service, they're tied in directly with our member area. So you actually get all your book status updates. You upload your labels just through the member area. You can handle if there are any returns or any reroutes or anything that you need to do. You can do it all, and it interfaces directly with the processing center's back end that they use. So you're basically hooked up directly to the processing center, which is another beautiful thing. So, you know, at $2 a book, you can order your processing credits right there. You can upload your labels. You can, you know, handle returns. All of that right there in our member area. So that's
and it's perfect if you're outside the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., the processing center solves that problem.
Yeah, because you never have to have it shipped overseas, right? Everything stays in the U.S. So if you're in Australia or Britain or wherever you are, you do not have to worry because you can use the processing center, and now you don't have to touch the books. They don't have to be shipped anywhere crazy, and it solves that problem for you being able to do the method.
I love these questions because every one of them it seems like it's written in a way where people are anticipating all the money they're going to be making. Here's one. They just want to know, is there a limit on how many gift cards you can turn into cash?
Nope, there's no limit. You do have to be able to prove that the cards came from, you know, your book trade-in activity, and we handle that for you. It's very easy to do because there are a couple of ways to try to game the system because of the way we help you convert those cards to cash. So we make sure that you can prove that it came from books. As long as it did, no limit. We can do any number.
What's your turnaround time? In other words, the average time it takes to receive a book from Amazon and to get it to the process center. I mean, what kind of time are we talking about?
So it of course depends on the seller and their shipping times, but a very conservative rule of thumb is a 3-week turn time between a purchase and Amazon receiving the book or the other book buyer receiving the book. And the way we like to kind of break that down is this. Let's say it takes the seller a week to ship it to you. Then it takes a week in transit or to get to you or the processing center. And then it takes the processing center a day to process, and then it ships to Amazon, right? So that's kind of why we say a 3-week turn. It's usually quicker than that. So the beautiful thing is, conservatively, if you are, you know, funding your purchases and your books with your credit card, then you're going to get paid before your statement due date, which is beautiful. So you can use other people's money to fund your business, which is awesome. So yeah, we usually like to say a 3-week turn, but now as far as payment goes, there's potential for you to get instant payment before Amazon even gets your book. So literally, I can click this trade-in button right here and immediately claim my money, and it'll be deposited instantly before Amazon even gets the book. And that's based on your history with Amazon and the specific book title. There are a couple of different things. They don't tell us exactly when they decide to offer it, But a lot of people get it offered their very first book. Some it takes a little while. It just depends on your history and stuff. But so you can get paid instantly a lot of times.
This was a question that came up, and you mentioned it a little bit earlier, Luke, about you don't need a seller's account. You don't even have to have FBA. Understand that when you purchase the book, FBA doesn't really even come into play at that point. I'm sorry, not FBA, but having a Prime account. It doesn't come into play because you're buying it from an individual who's not going to be, it's not a Prime purchase that you're making, so you don't get that free shipping there. Someone was asking that, and also wanted to know, in shipping the books in, do the other book buyers pay for shipping, or how does it work with the other book buyers?
Yeah, I don't know of any that do not provide a prepaid label. I think everyone provides a prepaid label, just like Amazon does.
Okay, that's good. Okay, keep submitting your questions. We're getting a lot of them in, and if we're not answering a question, there's a lot coming in, so just submit it again. And we'll make sure we answer. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so when Amazon flips it to where we are paid instantly, is that in case, or is it still with gift cards?
It's with gift cards.
Yeah,
it's always
and again, this is not physical gift cards. They're just depositing money into your seller account.
Right.
I'm not your seller account, but your buyer's account.
Buyer account, yeah, your regular account. Yep.
Okay, very good.
And also, I should say, it's not just a flip, a switch. Like, okay, I can't get paid before I send the book in now, and then all of a sudden, oh, Amazon allowed me to, because first of all, they don't tell us what that decision is. Second of all, it appears to be part of that decision definitely depends on what book title it is. So although I started getting instant credit long ago, I still will run across books where they don't offer instant credit for that particular book. So it's not just like it's a switch and then, okay, now every single book I can get prepaid. It's, okay, I'm qualified for prepayments. Now is this book one of the ones that will prepay? So.
Okay, this is kind of funny, but our earlier member who wrote in and was wondering about how he could learn some more advanced strategies didn't know that all of the extra help that you guys are providing was recorded. So he just wanted me to say thank you and wanted to tell everyone that he loves the system. So a little bit of a testimonial there from, thanks, Samantha. That's Samantha.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Let's see. If we are stumped with a third-party sign-up, can we ask here, or do we have their own help? I'm not sure.
That probably sounds like a support question.
Yeah.
If they're not like a third-party buyer, merchant or something.
Yeah, some of these questions, right. Go ahead and submit that as just as a ticket, or your support is what? Support@textbookmoney.com?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, support@textbookmoney.com.
Okay, and we can shoot that over in the text as well. Okay, very good. Okay. I'm reading through this. If you guys see any others, let me know.
Okay.
Okay, I just purchased and I did a trade for my first three $50 profit last night.
Awesome.
Yeah, great. Congratulations.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. I've used only Amazon so far. So again, I find this so funny because seriously, I purposely tried not to invite people that were already in the program. So I think word got out, but in a way, it's kind of good. And you guys are welcome. Don't get me wrong. I was just trying to isolate it to people who were on the fence, thinking about joining. But the fact that we've got a number of members here has ended up being very nice because everybody's saying, "Hey, I like the program. I've already made some money. That's wonderful." Okay, confused when you say it is not an actual card, but instead it is a credit on our account. For that credit in our account, can we then just transfer the money to our bank and do it that way? So clarify that.
let me just throw this out there. Cynthia, you are way too focused on the gift card. Do not let that hang you up. You'll learn all about how to convert it. It's easy system, all that. And so it's just like getting cash, okay? You're way too focused on the gift card. That's a hang up for you. Don't let it be. It doesn't even need to be, because Amazon is actually going to play a small role in your trade-ins anyway, especially as you get more advanced. You're going to use Amazon less and less anyway, so you're going to get paid in cash. But yeah, do not let that be a hang-up. But no, you cannot transfer Amazon credit into your bank account. It's an Amazon store credit that you're supposed to be using on Amazon. But again, you have a way to convert that, and don't let that be a hang-up.
Yeah, we'll take care of you, Cynthia. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're in good hands. We got you covered.
We just had Dan. I don't know. We just had our first in less than 4 weeks. Our first $10,000 profit earner.
Oh, wow.
That we know of. I mean, that was reported to us. There may be more, but he was on the help session the other day. So, and he's international too. So he's not even in the U.S.
Oh, so wow. You know what excites me about this program is it's like I tell people, look, this is not your make $1 million necessary, but it's like daily money. If you have some time, and it's like when you think about how hard it is to go out and get a job, and you go to work, and you end up spending more money on gas and babysitting and pet sitters and all that kind of stuff, and you get home and you're getting paid, not enough. I mean, you compare all of that with just, whenever you have some free time, maybe an hour here, 2 hours there, or whatever, sit down at your computer, run the software using the Chrome extension. And, I mean, it's just like the money's sitting there, and you're clicking some buttons and whatever. Now, is it easy? No. There's some work. Does it take some time? Yes, there's some time. But as you compare it to any other thing else that you could do, I mean, this is just money sitting there waiting for you to kind of claim it. Yeah, and right. And it's funny. I have some people, sometimes I'm too, just straightforward on this stuff, but I have some people who will sign up for things and they'll try it for like 2 days, and if they don't make a ton of money, they think it's a lousy program, and then they're going for a refund. And my philosophy on that is, look, this program will work if you'll work the program. I know you've heard that before, but that's the truth here. And you might not make any money on a particular day, and the next day you might make twice as much. But the fact is there's money there. And whenever if you hit a few days where it's not working for you, I mean, jump into the member area and you'll meet other people, and it just kind of motivates you to keep going and stick to it. But look, we got people that you just heard it here live. People that have made $10,000 doing this, and we've got several people right here on the call we didn't ask them to join. We didn't even ask anybody to share any details with us. They're just telling us the truth. They've made 100 here. They made 200 there. And they made 300 there. This is good money that could be put to use for you and your family. So that's why I like the program.
Good.
I'll tell a funny story on the real quick while we're looking at the questions. We had a customer, to your point. She was very upset that it was I guess they were a partnership or whatever, but anyway, one of them sent us an email. They were super irate because they felt like they were scammed. They didn't find a deal one day, and they just bought like the day before, and they got on a help session because we do them, most of the time twice a week, but at least once a week. And we said, got our mindset right. Said, look, this is like a conveyor belt. And Luke's used this analogy before. The deals, they're just coming. And sometimes you might not be there when they're dropping off, but that doesn't mean they're not coming, still coming tomorrow or later today or whatever. So anyway, long story short, she stuck with it. And she sent us an email that said, you know what, I made $150 today, and I just want to apologize for the first email I sent you because she wasn't so apologetic in that email. But she was apologizing for her previous email. Now, just yesterday, we sent her $1,020. She cashed out for $1,020 in less than 2 weeks of being a member. So she had already made $1,020, of profit in her membership, and she's just stuck with it. So anyway, just a real life example of what you just said, basically, which is just because you don't find something today or right now doesn't mean that that it doesn't work. It just means that there's no inventory available, and it changes hourly. Sometimes even every 30 minutes or less. I mean, it's crazy.
Luke, I remember talking to you earlier, and you were explaining something that I think would be good to share with people. And it's like some people think that, hey, look, if I'm looking for a book where I can make $50 on it or $30, and I remember you were talking about, when you look at how much money you put into this and getting return on it, even if you're making $5 or a book, talk a little bit about just the return on investment, like you did one other time.
Yeah. So, funny enough, we built a calculator for this for our members.
Oh,
cool. Here's what we found. We found a lot of people were not grabbing deals that they should have grabbed because they didn't have a full comprehension of the ROI. So we have a whole section here and a video training on understanding ROI. And I know it sounds simple, but it's really not with this because so you can see here the video talks about kind of average returns, different things you can do. A lot of people think 10, 15% return for the year is really good, and it is. That's pretty solid. Now, what's crazy here is we set this calculator up so people could start to make their own decisions. Everybody's ROI requirements are different, but what we noticed was people were basing their ROI decisions and going, okay, well, this book is a 10% ROI, and so they're comparing that to something else they're getting 10% with, but the problem is the other ROI comparison was a year return. That's what you get in a year. This one is much shorter than that. So we have to compare apples to apples. So we built this calculator to do just that. And let me just give you an example of what this looks like. Let's say, and we'll do one that's on the lower end of the spectrum. Let's say there was a $100 book that we purchased, and it returned back 110. Right, so we made $10 profit on this book, and some people were kind of passing this up. Oh, it's a 10% return. No, it's not. Here's what it actually is. If you put in a 21-day return, most people are averaging closer to a 14-day return. So let's just be conservative and say it takes us 21 days to get that money returned to us. So we keep going with that same $100 invested for the year. What that equates to, that is an equivalent of a 424% yearly ROI. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that no one on this call has anything else that they can do that is going to give a 424% ROI with zero risk or nearly zero risk. It just doesn't happen. Okay?
Yeah.
So this may have been a deal somebody would have passed on before thinking it's 10%. No, it's 424% when we compare apples to apples. A yearly ROI. So this really is one of the things that I found a lot of people that just coming into the program don't get, and then when this clicks, they're like, oh, I see now. Now this is starting to make sense. I'm passing up on a lot of really good deals, and even a deal that you would really think wouldn't be any good. Let's just do a $3 deal here. Now you may pass this up if you're, this also depends on your budget, right? I'm going really, really low here. But just as an example, a $3 profit in 21 days on a $100 investment is a 67% yearly ROI. You're not going to find that anywhere else. If you have something that's doing that, let us know. I'm sure we would love to. We have a lot of money to throw at that. We would love to. So just be aware, yearly ROI is a big determining factor on whether you go for a book deal or not. Of course, your budget as well. I mean, let's face it, if you don't have $100 to spend on this particular book, then you wouldn't be able to take advantage of it, right? So you might have to look for a book that's $50. But the point is, a 21-day flipping of your money and return is a major, major deal when you start to add it up and go, okay, what is this yearly? So
here's one just in from Daniel, just turned $30 into $170 after watching the webinar. It took 15 minutes to receive, process, and ship. Thank you. This is exceptional. I imagine typical returns vary between 5 to 15% with some golden nuggets in between. Would you agree with this assessment? Hey, once again, folks, so this is another person that's just recently joined, already making money.
I mean, that's such a ridiculous ROI if you keep doing. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, it's off the charts.
Can we buy textbooks at other places like book fairs and things like that and trade them in?
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, back to his question was, I think, is 5 to 15% with golden nuggets. I mean, I think that's a reasonable expectation. We have some people get up to 20, 30%, but anywhere from 5 to 30% ROI on your books is doable. Absolutely.
And that's, again, a 21-day ROI we're talking about, not a yearly.
Correct. Okay, someone wants to know, can we use the distribution company from day one? He's talking about the $2 per book deal.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so if you use other booksellers, how do they pay you?
Usually cash or pay, and they can do it two different ways. It's usually PayPal, but if you're still living in 1938, they will also send you a check via snail.
I haven't licked a stamp and mailed a check in many years. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, someone wants to know if it requires a pro account or a customer account. We covered this earlier. Just a standard customer account. You're just buying books and trading them in. You're not a seller. You don't need a pro account. Just a standard customer account is all you need. Okay. I don't know if you know this offhand. Someone's wondering, the woman that cashed in the $1,020, about how long did that take her from purchasing?
2 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've only been around for, about 4 weeks. I mean, this opportunity's only been around 4 weeks, so it's less than 4 weeks, but probably, 2 weeks or something like that.
Okay. Do you need a business license?
No, not for this.
No.
No.
Welcome to the webinar. You have a
Okay. No, I think this equates a little bit closer to like you having a garage sale or something. It's really more like what it is. Okay. Now, if you start making $1 million a year, maybe you should.
Yeah. It's not required. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but I mean, no one's going to be. This isn't like you're starting up a bit. You're just working on your computer at home. There's nobody's going to care.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you know this, and again, this is a little bit taxes, but they're just wondering, do you get the information at the end of the year so that you can file taxes and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's all recorded in your account, so you can do whatever you want with that information.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. By the way, that was Cynthia. She's not thinking about the gift cards anymore. She's on to on to taxes.
On to taxes now.
We love you, Cynthia. We love you. Okay, let's see.
She's really thinking it through.
Okay. All right. Any other questions now? This is your chance. We've got maybe about another, 5 or 10 minutes. And so if you have any other questions, please let us know. Now, I don't know if there were any other things that you were planning to cover, Luke, as people put in their questions here.
Nothing specifically. The only thing I'd like to say is, this is much more than it's an ever-growing system. So we're constantly adding things. Not only our live help sessions, but things change. We have to keep it updated for you. But beyond that, we're always having more ways where you guys can make money. So initially we were doing Amazon to Amazon only. Then we added off-site purchases to Amazon. Now we've added off-site selling. Right, all of these things that we're adding. So anytime we come across something that's working well, we add it to the system. So it's continually growing. We've only been around for, like John said, right about 4 weeks now. And I think who knows how many new features we've averaged per week at this point. It's quite a bit, and we have a long list of things that are still coming. So we're still 3-4 steps ahead. So you're not just getting in with a system that's going to be stagnant, where you don't get help, where you don't get updates, where things don't improve for you. We're constantly helping and improving the system. So
good. Now, I'm really surprised because there's a question that we have not received, and we usually get it quite a bit, And in a certain way, hats off to all of you who are on the call for not worrying about that. But usually people want to know a little bit about the refund policy, and you've got a wonderful refund policy where you double their money. Can you just explain that to people one more time so they understand it? First of all, before you do, I always tell people, look, if you're trying to figure out how to get your money back before you even start, then just don't start. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like this does work. We have people on the call right now who, of their own free will, are sharing their success. Okay, and we're seeing success with people in the program, and I personally know people that are doing this with success. So it does work if you work it. So if your whole strategy is trying to figure out how to get your money back after you join, don't join. All right, but still, nonetheless, let's talk a little bit about the refund policy so that people can understand it's not a scam. We're not trying to get you to pay money and all of that. So cover that, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, basically what we like to say is absolutely no refunds for any reason. That's what we say publicly, right? And that hopefully keeps the people out that aren't going to do anything, that are just going to come in and be a problem, all that. So that's one thing. However, if you come in and we're full of it, then ask for a refund. We don't want to keep your money. We're not out to take money from people that don't think they got their money's worth, and that very rarely happens with us. In fact, as John mentioned a couple times, it has happened. We end up with an apology, so that's cool. So we're not going to keep your money. If you really want a refund, we'll give it to you. However, do not buy if that's the game you're going to play. We just do not want that. You're taking a spot from someone that's serious. You're taking support time away from other people that are trying to work the system and having success. So now, the other thing is we say, don't listen to us. We don't have to try to sell this to you. We don't want to have to convince you. Go on Amazon yourself. Look at the used and new price. Compare it to the trade-in. You'll be able to, it might take you a little bit, but you will be able to manually find a couple of deals so that you know for a fact they exist, and you don't have to be concerned like, all right, are you guys just making this up? Does this actually work? So prove it to yourself. If you're in the refund mindset, please don't buy, and then come back when you think, okay, yeah, this is clearly something that I can do. But again, if you ask for a refund, we're going to give you one because that's just the best way to handle that situation.
And plus, John and Luke know I'll give them a good whack in the head if they don't treat you great.
Yeah.
So that's it. Also, I do want to remind you there is an email that I sent out that in the subject line it says something like the FAQ no one wanted me to send or something like that. But I do suggest that you read this because I took the time and worked with John and Luke to put this together. But in great detail, I've tried to answer all of the questions that I was personally getting about the program in great detail. And I put a little levity in there so that FAQs are boring, I know that. So I tried to, spice it up a little bit. I think you'll enjoy reading through it. But it'll give you a good feel for just the viability of this program and why it could be a good investment for you to jump in, why it's still available. Now, a couple of things. Someone did write in, and I'm going to answer this, and Luke, you can certainly layer on top of it if you want to. But someone wrote in and said, well, hey, okay, it's $1,000 to join, roughly, but why do I have to pay the monthly fee after that? And the reason is because you're paying for a software license. John and Luke had to invest a good bit of money into getting the software developed so that instead of going to Amazon manually, you could literally have the profitable books just handed to you. And you can just click a button and you can see them right there. So that speeds things up. They have to keep the software updated because Amazon changes, Google Chrome changes, and so they're having to constantly keep that up. But also there's a member area, and you heard him say they're doing help sessions once or twice a week. They're adding to the program, so you're paying for this ongoing support as well. So it's a good deal. And you can get in there, and it's easy to make more than $95 a month with this program, and especially with the support that you're going to get and the community and the other people that are involved. So that's what it is. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that, but that's why there's a monthly fee.
No, I mean exactly right. I mean, I always say run away as fast as you can from software programs that charge you a one-time fee, because they have absolutely zero incentive, and it's a failing business model for them to continue to update it and fix and correct errors and whatever else might happen, right? So again, not only do we fix all the, have to maintain all of those changes on a constant basis with all of these different places that we're interfacing with. As I said, we've only been around for about 4 weeks. We have added so many things in those 4 weeks. I literally can't count the number of features we've added, the amount of new training we add consistently, the live help sessions we do twice a week. I mean, there is a lot that you are getting for that $97 a month. In fact, a lot of our members have told us on our live help sessions, the live help sessions alone are worth way more than the $97 a month. So you're getting a whole lot for that, and that's even significantly discounted from where we started with our beta group at $300 a month. So.
Terrific. Okay, so this is the last call. We don't want this to run any longer than an hour. We understand there's plenty of other things you can do, including, instead of listening to us, you could sign up and start making some money. So anyway, any other questions, please put them in right now. This is the final round for any questions. I think here we go. Here we go. How are they notified about the live help sessions?
Through email, and also this is another update that's coming this week. We've got a little announcements feature in the member area, but you will always get actually 2 different email notifications. One that comes from us, so whitelist, support at textbookmoney.com, and another one that comes from GoToWebinar, which is where we host, just like this, what you're on. We do the same exact thing for our live help sessions. So you actually get 2 different notifications from 2 different places.
Okay, let's see, we've got another one. What if they can't make the live sessions? They're all recorded, and they'll be in the member area, so if you can't make the live session, you can listen to the recording at your convenience.
Showing that right here on the screen, actually. So
good deal. Any other questions? Last call. Any other questions? Okay, I'll look back over one more time in a minute, but let's see. Wait, here's one. Just came in. Okay. Do you plan to add any revisions and updates to the software in the future, or just maintain the current functionality?
Well, like I said, we have so many new features on the list, it would make your head spin. So we're about, I was going to say 3 or 4 steps ahead. We're probably like 13 or 15 steps ahead at this point. So plenty of new features coming. That's what we do. So.
Are you doing anything at all with foreign language textbooks?
Nothing with foreign language textbooks at this time, mostly because it's I shouldn't say that. If Amazon has a trade-in offer for a foreign language textbook, then absolutely, right? Those are few and far between. So that's not us determining whether we do that or not. It's Amazon. So Amazon does not have a trade-in program for non-U.S. Countries. So if that makes it pretty rare for a non-English language book to be offered as a trade-in. So there aren't trade-in opportunities available in other countries. So even if you're in Spain or wherever you are, you're always going to be able to do. You're going to be doing your searching and purchasing on Amazon.com, not .co.uk, not .ca, not any of that, right?
Okay.
So.
Terrific. Okay, so we're ready to wrap up. Let me just summarize a few things. You do have an email that is an FAQ that has a lot of information. Please read that. At the bottom of that email, it's already in your inbox, are all the links relevant to this program. A link that will give you an opportunity to watch the replay again if you still have questions. There are links to my help desk as well as the help desk for Textbook Money. There are also join links. There is a payment plan program. You can pay through PayPal. I mean, there's a lot of options to get you going in this. What else is there? I think that's it. Now, I will send out another email later this evening or first thing in the morning that will give you the final closing date. Okay, we may extend it just a little bit to give everyone a chance to sign up. So just check your email for the final closing date. We're getting close. If this is a yes for you, then I'd recommend that you jump in there and do it before midnight tonight. But I will send out an email and give you the exact closing date. Once we close it, it's closed. and that's it. So that's pretty much it, unless John or Luke, if you have anything else, I think we're almost done here.
No, just thanks so much for jumping on, guys, and great questions. And we hope to see you on the other side. We look forward to hanging out with you on our help sessions and hearing your results. So.
Okay, thanks so much, guys. Watch for the email.